Alaikum, sir. I have a question.
Walaikum salam.
It's always happened to me. I don't know. It's happened to another student. I have a problem in listening skill.
Okay.
Yeah. When I am in duration of listening, I'm always trying to translate listening. When speakers speak, I translate this English to Persian, to my native language.
Okay.
How can leave this habit? It's my big problem. Always it's happened to me. But because of that, I always miss some section in duration of listening.
I got your question. Anyone else who has this issue? You also have that issue? Okay. It's a common practice that those countries, for example, as you're from Afghanistan and most of us are from Pakistan, so the problem is that we do not acquire English, we learn English. Acquiring is seamless understanding, seamless learning. Okay, for example, our mother tongue, our first tongue. It was never the case that the mom said, okay, you're done with the feeding part, now let's go to the class, I'll teach you tenses today. It never happens. Yes. Because we just try listening, we keep imitating, and then we're okay with that, which is why our sounds vary depending upon the input we have. You understand me, right? Likewise, as in your case, so once you translate that into Persian, none of the language is translatable exactly the same. Okay? Yes. If I talk about a big thing, that for example, in Pakistan or in the world, there are so many sects, Muslim sects, you know. And why are they there? Because of different translations of Quran Pak as well. Different translations, different followers. So never, translation cannot be the same. Translation is supposed to be different. It has its own mindset, it has its own understanding and underpinning, which is why it is starting with you. So your question was that how can I avoid this?
Yes.
There are two things you can do. First of all, take it as a test. Do not take it as understanding the whole part of it. For example, you are listening to an audio in 40 minutes, a complete 4 section. And then if you would translate that into your mother tongue, it would take a procedure of at least 80 minutes.
Yes.
Why? Because now you're not working on one language. You're working on 2 languages at the same time. And once you would understand with the concept of your mother tongue, the foreign language or the second language in your case, it would leave its strength. And eventually what will happen that you would be mixed between what did I hear?
Yes, sir.
There is something we call listening and something is known as hearing. Listening is tuned for the output. Hearing is not tuned and does not mean to take an output of that. For example, there was a sound at the back of some phone or something, but we were not very much interested in that. We just overheard that. So we ignored it. So we can exactly do it ourselves. If I would make it more precise for you, you have to watch any movie or anything of your choice, and you have to tell to yourself that I have to summarize it after I complete it without turning on the light of my first language. For example, I'm an Urdu speaker, and I have a word, we call it indicator in English, the one we have with the bike or with the car. And since I'm serving at a university, so over there we had a lecturer, he said, sir, if you would translate the words as it is, you would be amazed that the words would take you so far. And he said that the word indicator, he has a translation. Anyone knows? Translation of indicator in Urdu? He gave me something very big. Ishara? Ishara can be this as well. Ishara. Yes. Okay. So he said it's Barki Kumkuma Baraya Tabdili Rukh. Barki Kumkuma, electric light for changing the direction. Baraya Tabdili Rukh, electric light for changing the direction. So basically the same synonymous words are not available in both the languages if we go by the standard. And IELTS is a standard English test. It's not informal or it's not semi-formal even. So which is why you just have to do such exercises in which you yourself tell yourself that I am supposed to listen to it and then I have to reply to it as faster as possible. And then it would take its strength, and it's part of practice.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Any other questions we have? Okay, so many questions we have.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam.
Sir, my question is that how can I improve my writing task 2?
It's a very genuine question, and of course, it has 66% of your IELTS. You know that already, right? 33% goes with part 1, and 66% go with part 2. So, what do we know about it? What do we know about writing task 2 of IELTS? Talking about academic and general because they both are same. Yes. In academic IELTS part 1 is supposed to be a report writing, be it a chart, a graph, a table, a diagram, or a process. On the other hand, in general IELTS, it is supposed to be a letter, be it a formal, informal, or semi-formal. But part 2 is same for both, academic and general both. UKVI academic, UKVI general, it's same. So what do we know about it? Hello. What do we know about writing task 2 of IELTS?
It's essay, sir.
Come again? Yes, Rahib, what did you say?
It's essay writing.
Okay, it's an essay writing. Very good. And
It's have about 4 parts.
you know this?
Yes.
Good. So we have an essay in that.
Yes, sir.
I said we have an essay in that. There is no choice. Basically, there are 6 different types we are exposed to. But we will get one of those, and at which we have to take care. Now, what the examiner wants from you, examiner would be giving you basically 60 minutes for 1 and 2 both. Generally, we divide it like this, 20 plus 40, which is a fair division because of its percentage. 33% goes with part 1. I'm talking about the weightage in terms of marks. And 66% plus minus go with part 2. So it's fair that if you give 40 minutes to this. And what examiner wants from you? We know the assessment criteria, right? Okay. Examiner wants 250 words from us. Those of you who are taking this class for the very first time, not with me, but in the institute, it's okay. But those of you who had been here for quite 2-3 weeks now, you're supposed to answer now, I believe. So 250 words, the examiner wants task response from you. The examiner, it's not visible to you, I know. Yes? Are you with me? You will see the recorded one later. Okay. And then we have cohesion, coherence. Then we have lexical resource. And then we have grammatical range and accuracy. ये लफ्ज़ पहले सुने? All of you have listened to that before?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so who would tell me what is task response? Task response?
It's
Good
new
morning.
for us, sir.
Come again?
Response is new for us.
Rule. You will take.
Cohesion, coherence, lexical resource, and grammatical range. We know that about.
So you're telling me everything except what I'm asking from you.
Yeah, but I don't know about this.
Okay. So what is task response?
Task response, examiner wants to know that do we know about the task he has given us?
Okay.
Do we have information or do have something about the task that he has given us?
What happened?
Uh,
You sure what did you say?
I'm sure of what I say, but I'm not sure that I has spelled it correctly. So I'm saying that the examiner wants to know that do we have information about the task he has given us or how we respond to that task.
Okay, task response.
Yeah.
The first one I have my doubts about, but the second one is right. So first of all, he wants to see the response. So there are different types of questions, okay? If you understand this hierarchy, task 2 would be improved itself. Okay, and task 1 as well, but primarily task 2 I'm talking about. So basically, yeah, thank you very much. This is your answer sheet. That's how it looks. We know that, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then if you go into it, in my phone I have zooming feature if you could use. Thank you, Suhail. And if you could go into this, it says examiners use only. And down here you have this one. TA or TR, there are two things they write. Task achievement or task response. Next is cohesion and coherence. Connection. I'll talk about it one by one. Then it comes to lexical resource. And after this, it comes to GRA, which is grammatical range and accuracy. Mazen, are you with me? Okay. Grammatical range and accuracy. So task response or task achievement is that if they talked about, in the question, they would give you a particular kind of task in the end. For example, going abroad is beneficial for most of the students, but a few think that the student stay there for infinite leave to remain. Do you agree or disagree with this statement? Or to what extent you agree or disagree with the statement? Do you think the benefits of going abroad outweigh the disadvantages? Talk about both the sides and opine yourself in the end. Or talk about positives and negatives and give your personal opinion in the end. Different kind of questions. So that question is supposed to be taken care of in your thesis statement, which has one band in IELTS. And what is thesis statement? That is last sentence of your first paragraph of your introduction, in which you say, in the upcoming paragraph, I will try to talk about both the sides and will try to reach a logical conclusion, or the writer will try to highlight the pros and cons of both the sides and will try reaching a logical conclusion. You understand me? This particular statement, this is an outline for the examiner. He will get to know that did he understand what I asked in the question or not. This is part of your task achievement and task response. This is supposed to be written loud and clear. अपने माइंड में तो एक आपने आउटलाइन बनाई या अपने पेपर पे आपने आउटलाइन बनाई जो रफ में चली गई. आपका एग्जामिनर सबसे पहले यहां पर, फॉर एग्जांपल इफ आई एम चेकिंग एग्जाम्स, so I would go for this statement first of all. Did he understand or not? क्योंकि उसके बाद let's say कि टास्क था to what extent you agree or disagree, and you showed complete agreement or complete disagreement. So basically you have played with the area which is 60 to 65%. आपने complete पे बात ही नहीं की. So अब 9 बैंड में से 5.5 की गेम चल रही है. अब वहां पर मुझे चेक करना है मजीद कि what else do I have to inquire from the student. You understand that? So this task thesis statement, that is part of task response or task achievement. ये एक important part है. You are with me, right? Yes. Good. After this, the task was in present tense and you had been writing in the future tense, for example. Maybe in the past tense, which is not also going to help you. So the task response is also gone, as well as grammatical range and accuracy is gone as well. For example, do you work or study? I had been studying and I had been working. Question is grammatically correct. Answer is grammatically correct, but they're not connected. So there is no coherence. Link of text with the context, with the background. So they all are connected as well as disassociated at times. Your examiner will give you separate bands for all this. 9. Out of 9, they will give you band and then they would give you an accumulation. You understand? For example, in task response, you got, let's say, 6. In this, you got 5. In this, you got 6. In this, you got 5. So overall, you got 5.5. That's how the band is given. Right? So task response, connection of the question tag with the thesis statement, and then did you talk about all the parameters or not? They asked you to write 250 words and you wrote 230 words. Then down here you have an option that says under length, and then they would say number of words. 10 words, 1 band gone. 20 words, 2 bands gone. Which is why we don't get good bands in IELTS. You understand? In IELTS writing especially. This is the only subjective paper of IELTS. बाकी तो ऑब्जेक्टिव है ना, रीडिंग भी ऑब्जेक्टिव है, लिसनिंग भी ऑब्जेक्टिव. तो इसको अंडरस्टैंड कर लेने से तकरीबन 90% मसलों का हल हो जाता है. और IELTS 100% होता ही नहीं. IELTS तो 9 बैंड्स है, तो it's 90%. Right? So you understand? After this it's cohesion and coherence. क्या terms हैं ये? Cohesion and coherence. Can you speak that with me? Cohesion? Cohesion and coherence. And coherence. Okay. Cohesion is connection. Link of text within the text. First of all, secondly, जो मैम शिब्रा मैम सादिया ये आप सबको linkers करवा रहे होते हैं, that is part of it. So link of text within the text. First of all, secondly, first and foremost, thirdly, to conclude, to summarize, ठीक हो? हाँ? to summarize, to put in a nutshell, such kind of words. Okay? And the second one is coherence, link of text with the context, with the background. For example, if the question is about democracy and you are logically writing about dictatorship, which is pole apart. So grammatical range and accuracy, और यहाँ पे पॉजिटिव बात भी है कि ग्रामेटिकल एंड एक्यूरेसी का फिर भी आपको बैंड मिलेगा, लेक्सिकल रिसोर्स का फिर भी बैंड मिलेगा, लेकिन आखिर में आपका एग्जामिनर यहां आएगा और वो आपको करेगा ऑफ टॉपिक. वी हैव दिस वन ऑफ टॉपिक. वो ऑफ टॉपिक को टिक करेगा. अब ऑफ टॉपिक पे कितने वर्ड्स हुए उसके मुताबिक पेनल्टी होगी. ओके. और इफ इट इज अ मेमोराइज आंसर, मैं आपको कभी कोई टेम्पलेट नहीं देता, यहां पे मॉडल आंसर जरूर देता हूं आपको. टेम्पलेट्स बनी मार्केट में पड़ी हुई है ना, वो